That's all right.
Good morning, Warren County. I'm your host of the show here at Warren First 931, Kelly Walker Slaughter.
And I'm Brian Carr.
And we are live at Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli. Thanks to Matt and Anna once again. We were kind of MIA all last week.
Woo.
And so thanks for everybody that participated in our eating festivities last week. Our stomachs are somewhat completely healed.
Oh my goodness. After yesterday and all the build up to the big game.
Oh my God.
We had so many good food. And listen, we started off at Mud Bums. We went to Smooth Rapids. We wound up at Prater's on Thursday and Friday. We ended up at Collins River.
Yeah.
And thank you, Sir Derek, for hanging in there and eating with us every day.
And just doing that with us. Again, learning new people and what they could bring and offer to our community and what he does is just amazing. And last week, like if you really want to go into overdrive and become friends with somebody, that's a definite way to do that. 100%.
A bonding experience.
It was a bonding experience. But with that said, thanks again to everybody for that. And we will be doing more of those events coming up for every, whether it's Derek's, the real football, which it's soccer to us, or, the March Madness, any big event that's coming up, we're definitely going to be a part of it because we really last week put it into overdrive with the big game leading into Sunday. And then we also a shout out to the Warren County High School wrestling boys on Saturday. That was an impressive event in itself. As I was told, it was like a 9 to 3 p.m. event. Or no, it was not. That was a legit wrestling event.
That was there. All day.
All day, baby. All day. And all night. All night. And then it was just, we just had so many things over the weekend. But before we get into that, and we also got Melody in the green room waiting on us. She's going to be talking to us. We're all going to kind of collaborate and talk about how Sunday went for us. But thanks again to our community weather sponsors. That's Reddick Brown Ford and all these sponsors that we talked to you guys about. If you would like to become a sponsor here on Warren First 931, we are ever so growing and it's so amazing. We got some more sponsors we're going to showcase this week with you guys. But they are our weather sponsors. And in downtown McMinnville, currently we are at 38 degrees. It does feel like 27, but the high today is 51, low tonight 31. The rest of the day is supposed to be sunny skies, no chances of rain, thank God. But tomorrow on Tuesday, there is a 95% chance of rain, but the high is 50 and low 43. Wednesday, 90% chance of rain. Thursday, a 55% chance of rain, but it's going to be partly cloudy with the conditions around 10 p.m. today. We're the lowest of the lows, might be as low as 24 today.
Oh, wow.
So again, bundle up, wear your spring and winter attire. Somebody's asked me, how do you prepare for Tennessee weather? You don't. You don't. And that's just the easiest way. But getting right into it, we're going to get Melody in right now. Going to add her to the stage. Good morning, Melody.
Good morning.
We are
How's
all
everybody doing
about the highs, the lows, the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Oh, goodness.
As you said about this game on Sunday.
All of that.
All of that and more. But first off, we're going to break it down, okay? Let's first talk about the commercials because I feel like that was the good and the happy part of the entire Super Bowl was that and that alone. My favorite one, the best of the best, and y'all can like piggyback on these. I love the Uber Eats commercials. You could not there was nothing wrong with them, right?
Oh, Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah.
When you've got him in your in your lineup, and Kevin
And Woody
Bacon.
Harrelson.
Yeah. Kevin Bacon, Woody Harrelson. You couldn't go wrong, right?
Those are great.
Say, the thing that I noticed about this year, and maybe I just haven't paid attention in past years, but it just seems like there's a lot of more celebrities making cameos in this year's commercials.
Mhm.
It's in like every single commercial. There's
Yes.
what used to be an A-list celebrity. I mean,
Yeah.
we had Morgan Freeman pop up.
Mhm.
That was fun. I mean,
That
we had
was.
Matthew McConaughey. We had Woody Harrelson. We had I don't know. It was just like
The guy-
every single
was it John
commercial had
Hamm?
somebody.
Is that his name?
John Hamm
The
from
Hamm guy?
Marion.
There was a thing, and what she's talking about when we saw a lot more celebrities, and I cannot name all of them off because there was a ton of them. There was this thing called Stars and Knocking, where they were just knocking at the door and no one would let them in. You know what I'm talking? Did you?
I don't know. I was meaning every single commercial. Oh,
That was a commercial.
Billy Crystal came back with Meg
Oh
Ryan.
my goodness.
Like,
And
I
Meg
haven't
Ryan?
seen those two in a while. And
Hey.
then somebody was playing. Willem Dafoe. I never thought in my life. I
Oh,
would see Willem
and the
Dafoe
lady from all the
do a
funny
commercial.
movies. Yeah, the Michelob Light, or not Michelob Light, Mick Ultra
Yeah.
commercial where they were beating.
Oh,
all
you're
the-
talking about Catherine. I've got to
She
forget
was
her
the
name.
mom
She
from
was
Home
on.
Alone.
She was the mom in Home Alone, as a lot of you know. And then if you haven't
O'Hara.
seen Schitt's Creek, that is a great
Yes.
show on
Oh,
Netflix
that is awesome.
with that family, because that's all Canadians in that show, like the Canadian comedian.
Ah, sure enough.
Sure
I
enough.
didn't know they were all Canadian.
I cannot think of her last name, Melody. Catherine
Catherine O'Hara.
O'Hara. Yeah, that's right. Because I always say Scarlett O'Hara. But again, if you did not see those, they were amazing. But like she was talking about with oh nope, I can't talk to you right now, David. I'm on air. But there was a thing called The Stars Are Knocking, and they would knock on doors and said, "Hey man, I brought my chair so you can sit on it, so I can sit on your couch." Or John Hamm had a charcuterie board with ham on it. You had Pamela Anderson, they're like, "Hello, are you going to answer the," and again, these commercials were phenomenal.
That commercial.
Yeah, you got to go back. It called Stars Are Knocking, or Knocking on Stars. Yes. It was really neat.
Because, well, then again, I was watching it on Tubi because that was the only place I could get it. So maybe I got different.
Oh, that's right.
commercials.
Because Tubi was one of the main sponsors of the Super Bowl. You could, if you didn't have cable or anything, you could watch the show for free, or watch the Super Bowl for free.
It was really good quality. It was quite nice.
Yeah.
I've never used them before.
Gotcha. And the other one, some of this year's commercials was so happy and like nostalgic, and like rocket.com did this Take Me Home Country Roads. I was singing along with it like I was at the bar.
Mm-hmm.
And then when the commercial was over, they go right into the Super Bowl and the song was playing. And I really enjoyed that one. The Duracell commercial with Tom Brady, where did you see that? Where he's like,
yeah.
That was hilarious.
I was like, oh my God, because it just got done with the commercials about aliens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, they said only the real important, like the super famous celebrities are aliens.
Pete Davidson.
Pete Davidson is like the ruler of all aliens, but that was been the running joke with him for years, But I love that Tom Brady commercial, and my top three, because me and actually your husband David talked about it, Melody, before he left here this morning.
Well, good. At least somebody's seen my husband today.
Well, there you go. One thing that I can agree on, commercials are not, I don't know if they try to stay politically correct or they're just trying to be careful what they say or do, but the funniest ones, like the ones that had the best comedy, which Melody kind of already mentioned this, is when Harry Met Sally, when they're in the diner, and it's the Hellman's mayonnaise commercial. And she enjoys it so much, she does that pivotal scene where she's just enjoying, she does it, right? But she didn't go all the way like she did in the movie. I want everybody to know, if you want to see Meg Ryan do full-blown the Harry Met Sally, that scene, you got to watch it, because she didn't go all the way, but I loved it.
It was funny because Billy Crystal said, "Oh, here we go again," and then he goes, "Oh, I think this one's real."
Yeah, exactly. And then the younger generation of the girls were like, I want to have what she's having.
Yeah.
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 I want that. Hey, Matt. Good morning. And then the other ones that were funny was the Pringles and the Little Caesars. And I teamed these up because of the mustache.
mustache.
Terrified me. I had
It
nightmares about that
terrified
last night.
you?
Oh, that was horrible. People's face hair ripping off their faces. I just don't know about that. That was a little, that
Yeah.
and the seal one
was
I found very disturbing.
No, but when it was the Pringles commercial,
Ron Swanson.
and Ron Swanson, man, had that one guy's beard. He's like, no, man, I like this one.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
it.
James Harden, the basketball player, he had
Yeah.
his
They
mustache.
had the wrong ones on.
Yes.
He's like, no, man, we're not switching. I can't remember what he said, but it was hysterical. And
That
then
part
of
was
course-
funny, but the whole initial thing where everybody's mustaches was ripping off their face bothered me for some reason.
you're
I didn't care for that
okay.
one.
That's all right.
Well, there were
Yeah.
some freaky ones, and I'll tell you. Speaking about freaky ones, the puppy baby monkey made a return in the
Yes.
and then all the hot dog or the little Dotson with
Yeah,
the wiener
the dog-
suit and
And
all the
seal.
seal.
Being a seal. That was
that
creepy.
was the Mountain Dew commercial.
That's
That
the other
was
one that
amazing.
scared me. I didn't care. I was like, oh, well, I
No.
never cared for
I
that
missed that
song
one.
anyway.
Yeah,
But yeah, to have that was a
No,
little bit
he
bizarre.
changed the lyrics to the Mountain Dew, like something with Mountain Dew in it.
Yeah.
And
was
when
funny,
you see
but-
the song playing and you know that there's Seals and Seals obviously singing it, I didn't imagine his exact face.
yeah, that
Would
was,
be,
Right.
I wish it was more animal seal like and less
Yeah.
human like.
yeah, it was like
That looked-
steel.
I was like, hold on. And then the other thing that at first was a little weird, we all got, and I can't remember who the commercial was with now, but it was those guys with instead of having a cone head, they had like a wizard
Oh,
hat.
cowboy hat.
No.
Yeah, no,
I got through it the first time. Second time the commercial came out, I was like, oh gosh, not this again.
now that was
It
a
did.
that was a commercial for television for
It
like.
was. Was it
that
Tubi?
I think it was Tubi.
Was that the Tubi commercial?
I think it was. I think it was one of
Yeah,
two.
watch what you want, or well,
Yeah.
So that was very interesting. But yes, the hat head was a little
I didn't like
strange
it
there.
at all. I didn't like it. It was weird. But the other ones I did enjoy was the Nerds cluster with Shabuzi
Oh,
going.
I thought that was better than the halftime show.
100% agree with
I
that.
thought
Yeah.
it was beautifully done. I will tell you, I thoroughly enjoyed seeing the Affleck boys be back. That was like the first commercial of the evening. It was Ben and Casey. And then it was so funny because at the end of it, they said we should have paid for Matt Damon, which Matt, for those unaware, Matt and Ben are best friends. They wrote a screenplay together. They won an award for that screenplay.
Yep.
So it was just a funny comment.
Goodwill Hunting.
then
If you
later
know
on
what
in
I'm
the-
talking about.
Then,
How you like
then
them
later on in the evening, Matt Damon showed up in another commercial. And I'm like, well, there he is.
There he is. Because they already
Yeah.
had them. I mean, the commercials this year were, I think, better than the Super Bowl halftime. And let's just go right into
Oh.
before we do that, I do want to say
No,
one
wait
more
a minute, 'cause-
commercial hold on, Melody, that I thoroughly enjoyed was Snoop Dogg and Tom Brady, the hate
Yes.
commercial.
They had those a couple times come up, and
Yeah.
I like that, but I feel
Beautiful
like
message.
well, I like the message, but I feel like we're getting away from.
We are.
the
And I
hate.
think that was the point of it at the end.
I hope so. But for me, it was it kept showing breast, like
Yeah, the cancer
breast.
commercials.
And here I am with my children. We just got finished watching, or we were getting ready to watch the halftime show.
Mhm.
I'm like, what is this with breast? And then look, they're making men out to be staring at these things.
Then you find out.
And then boom, they drop the hammer on you, and they talk about how many women are going to be diagnosed with
cancer.
breast cancer this year. And here I am in a room full of women, and it's
Yeah.
like, oh man, I start getting emotional. I was like, yes, because I know people. I'm a nurse. I talk with my children about health related issues
Yeah.
all the time, but I know that there are a lot of people who have a hard time talking with their children,
Yeah.
especially dads.
But when you see a commercial like that and you're thinking, oh, okay, now it makes sense.
So this is for my men. Men, take care of the women that you love. Make sure that they're going to see their doctors and making sure that they're getting their checkups, because it's important. Because
It is.
early
Well,
detection.
men can
is the
get breast
best
cancer
way.
too. The men need to be going.
Well,
The men too.
yeah, it's not as common, and
It's not, but I
men
mean, you
need
still
to-
should get
need to
checked.
have their checkups as well.
Yeah, you got to get
with
your
heart disease,
colonoscopies checked. I mean, my dad, the reason early detection is very important, he got checked regularly. And then when he went to Dr. Brock, he goes, Randall, you can't leave. And then they caught his colon and liver cancer real early. And that's why he got to live almost 7 years after when they said how aggressive it was.
Especially with liver cancer, anything.
Yes. But with that said, the commercials this year were, I think,
Kelly,
the best part of the Super Bowl.
There's two I want to talk about real quick because they got me crying. I'm bawling my eyes out in front of my two teenagers.
I know which one you're talking about. I do.
The Pfizer commercial, which was the second commercial of the evening, which was the childhood cancer. And it was the kid, I was going to knock you out. Yes,
Yeah.
I lost it.
Yeah.
That one,
all did
and
at the
then
house, too.
the along the same lines of kind of what Snoop Dogg was doing, but the He Gets Us commercial destroyed me. I just thought that was so beautifully done. It just showed people loving everybody. And I think, you know, commercials are great when they're funny, but I love when they've got a message because you just never know
100%.
who it's going to reach. And the Clyde Phelps delivered again. I was getting very nervous about that one.
And everybody that's watching, if you want to chime in and tell us what like your favorite commercials are, that'd be great, because I'm just curious. Because we have some shout outs this morning. Thanks to Margaret and Retha for listening. Thank you guys for all that you do. Anytime, Margaret. We try to do our best. We try to be everywhere now. We really do. We do. But with that said, moving on to
the halftime show.
Yeah, let's just break it down. The halftime show now, or the Super Bowl as a whole. Let's talk about the music all as a whole. Starting off, I really did enjoy, not 100%, but I really did enjoy how they brought the New Orleans flair to the beginning of the show with
Lauren Daigle.
You know, Lauren Daigle, and I can't think of her name right now, but when they said "Lift Your Voices," that song, the first one they did right off the bat, which is, you know, in honor of the African Americans with Black History Month. They started doing that.
Yeah, the Black National Anthem.
Yeah, essentially what that is. And they kind of did all the songs that, even the Baptiste, they all did a New Orleans flair to everything. Now, I will tell you this. As much as I was hyped up for all the other songs that I heard that Baptiste does, I'm still going to say he wasn't the greatest doing the national anthem. Still, Chris Stapleton and Whitney Houston are my top two.
Whitney Houston for me.
Okay.
Absolutely.
But it wasn't bad. I was like, I was waiting to hear
the emotion in it.
Right. Like,
and I know that a lot of people complain because he drug a piano onto the field, but that's his wheelhouse. That's where
his
he
thing.
goes. Now,
Exactly.
Kelly, you and I talked about this last night, and I posted a comment on the thing. Most people do not realize that there is a code of conduct for not only performing the national anthem, but also for how the audience is supposed to react to the national anthem. There's a code that is supposed to be followed, and one of the big things in that code is not to warble. I cannot stand that when they sing the national anthem and they start bringing that voice warble thing in there. And he did it ever so slightly, and that it wasn't that bad. But then I know that the other thing that a lot of people had a issue with was his emphasizing land of the free. But I think that in today's political climate, maybe it was warranted and maybe it was necessary.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But
but it was not his strongest performance. I expected him to bring more to the table, and
as much as we have,
it just didn't have the power and emotion that Chris and Whitney brought.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. But that's why I was like saying, I was like, man, as much as we hyped it up, I was hoping for a.
Well, look, it's a hard song to do your own thing. And he definitely did his own thing. That rendition has never been done to the best of my knowledge. So I was very happy to see that he did it and not he didn't butcher it. I mean,
No,
it was
he
just
didn't
different.
butcher it. It was different.
It was different, and I think that's one of the unique things about him and that whole New Orleans vibe. Man, New Orleans is different. They have their own slant on everything, from politics to food to music. And it's to me, it's one of the great iconic cities of the United States. I've been several times. My wife's people are from that area, and my wife was born in Ruston, Louisiana, so we really dig the city. I thought it was cool that the president showed up and met with the people who were injured from the terrorist attack that just happened just a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
And
they gave recognition right at the beginning of the show too.
And one thing that I learned, that's the first time a sitting president has ever been to a Super Bowl.
First time ever.
So it shows. But did you see the Secret Service commercial?
No.
Oh my goodness!
I missed that one too.
Oh, you got to go back.
Different commercials.
Check the Secret Service commercial because it was really cool. They had some AI generated stuff with like Teddy Roosevelt and Abraham Lincoln, and then it just kind of spiraled into what's new. And so they're recruiting apparently, but it was an homage to what the Secret Service does and how they've evolved. And so it was really cool. And so if it weren't for the Secret Service to be able to secure that place for the president to come out, because let's face it, there's a lot of people who don't like him. No. But it was really cool for him to come up and meet the people. But one of the really cool things, sidebars, that the Chiefs were he was down on the Chiefs end where they were practicing on their side of the field. And the defensive captain, Charles Jones, breaks what he's doing, walks over, and there's a row of policemen, and they're stopped. They're in between him and the president, and he calls out to the president. The president turns around, looks at him, and goes over. And Charles Jones is a humongous, amazing athlete, and he's also black. And he made it a point to go over because he was that close to the president. He broke his training and whatever they were doing for pregame and went over there and shook the president's hand, and the president seemed like he was very happy to stop what he was doing to do that. So I thought, man,
that's your opportunity.
Yes.
Well, look, that was just a great cultural moment to say it. Not all black people hate President Trump. I mean, really, his numbers
not
grew.
all white people like Trump, and others do like him, and vice versa. Not all black people like Trump, and some do. Not all Hispanics like him, but some do. It's a whole thing. And this is why we live in America. We don't all have to agree. And I say this all the time. It's okay. It's okay to agree to disagree. And we have you got 4 more years to change the vote.
Well, and this goes into the whole thing. You got a friend.
I know. This is October. This is Mama's clingy baby. Do you want to say hello on the air?
Oh, look at that.
Oh, kitty. Now,
this is October, but we call him Toby for short. So he's just going to be part of the podcast because he has to be with his mama all the time.
It's all right.
But going back to the halftime show, so let's get into it.
You want
Kendrick Lamar, and Kendrick Lamar has his own slant on rap.
He does.
And for me, it's more the sophisticated is a good word to put it, because it's not street as in like drill rap or something like going to kill somebody every few minutes. It's more sophisticated, but a lot of times, and a lot of my friends, I'm just getting old. I couldn't understand half the words that were coming out his mouth.
He was going so fast, I could only understand one word. And I'm going to tell you, I heard the word Diddy mentioned once, and then my cousin Christy told me that this song he's singing is actually about P. Diddy and what he done, that was related to him, like Kendrick Lamar. Well, and she's like, you got to go back and read the words. And I'm like, and this is where, if I can't understand it or hear it, and it's not because he's speaking English, it's just he's going so fast. It's hard to keep up. I mean, I've tried to karaoke rap songs and they're really hard, but there's
I will take that one further. It's actually not just Diddy, it was Drake. The necklace around his neck, the lowercase a, and when he said A minor, and had the whole, he just did that at the Grammys also and got a response from the audience, and then he did it at the Super Bowl. But the A minor is a dig or whatever it's called at Drake for
I was wondering
pedophile.
Okay. See, that's what like I didn't know was his whole, and again, I will say this. The Super Bowl halftime, as far as the look of it, looked really neat because it reminded me
of a clown car.
Yeah, I mean they had the clown
people get out of a car before.
They had. If you have not seen Squid Games, the Squid Games is like X, square, circle, triangle, and they had that like look. And I like seeing Samuel L. Jackson out there, you know, being the
Uncle Sam
version, and you know, doing the American Games. But you know, I also enjoyed, and I cannot pronounce her last name because we asked my cousin Madeline, who is that? Who?
SZA.
SZA.
No, that wasn't the name.
That was the woman who
I
said.
thought it was Schwaza.
Look, y'all, I'm cheating. I had two teenagers sitting next to me. It's SZA, SZA. But I'll tell you another. Speaking of my two teenagers,
that's
there
not
was
what
one
said.
song, and I can't tell you which song it was. But they both looked at each other and then looked at us and said, "We used to do pace setters to this." I was like, "What?"
What?
They're like, back in middle school, we used to have to run pace setters to this sound. It wasn't the song, it was the beat or the background part of the song.
Okay.
And they said, then they started going, now what was first, the pace setter music or him? You know, were we performing to Kendrick Lamar this whole time? But you know, she's a junior and he's a senior, so that was a number of years ago. And I don't know if Kendrick Lamar was around back then, but but there was probably several Warren County students who felt like getting up and running around outside after he started performing, because they used to do that to pace setters.
And of course, moving on though from the halftime show, some of the disappointments, because we got to talk about it. If anybody had FanDuel, the Manning brothers were doing this kickoff, right?
Yes.
And this whole buildup, the commercials were amazing. All this, like, you know, Eli, you're going to do just like me and Dad. You can't ever kick, blah, 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 blah. So they started off, and I thought it was going to be during the halftime. No, this was like a pregame thing. And they both kicked off at the 25-yard mark, right? And you can see Eli has been practicing, I guess, more than Peyton. You know, you can kind of see, like, I don't know, but they had, whoever made the kick first wins. Well, the 25-yard, they didn't make it, but the 20-yard, Eli Manning made the kick. And, you know, to see, and I don't know, but you only could have betted on it if you were a part of FanDuel or FanDuel. And that was just, I don't know. It just didn't, it didn't live up to the hype for me. I don't know. What do y'all think?
Well, there was a lot of stuff that didn't live up to the hype. The game didn't live up to the hype.
Yeah.
Super Bowl show, the national anthem, the commercials did, but there was just, I don't know. I was editing photos while everything was going on. Right. I'm just like, this isn't, there's no excitement. Where's
the gumption? Where's the oomph? Like, you know, I get it. Even the
and I never know if it's because I'm getting old and everything was so much more exciting when I was younger.
Yes. I told my husband, am I getting too old to watch the football, like Super Bowl? Am I getting older now? But the other thing that was really, like, I think they're just beating my head against the wall when I see this, and I don't know if anybody feels this way, but Gronk, which if everybody knows who he is, he was on the Patriots, and he's also he's a NFL analyst on the show. I am so sick and tired of watching commercials and people making fun of him because he's really not as dumb as he looks to me. I think he's probably one of the smartest ones out of them, but he just that's his character that he plays or he portrays now. Like people, you know, Dolly Parton, Dolly is a character. And I say this because I love Dolly Parton, but then offside, if Dolly says if she ever goes out in public as her true self, her true form, you would never know it's her because after she takes all this makeup off. I don't think Gronk is as dumb as he looks. And I'm just speaking up for all the dumb blondes that gets the jokes and things like that. But that just was, I'm like, stop with that. Does anybody feel the same way on that as I do? I don't know.
I believe a lot of these celebrities, the impression that you get on them for whatever reason, like even Tom Brady, and let me circle back to this. One of the reasons why it wasn't so exciting is because we've had a string of Super Bowls that have been extremely exciting. I mean, last year's, the year before, when somebody wins, and then the games leading up to this Super Bowl, there was some great, the Buffalo Bill game a few weeks ago between the Chiefs. That was really good. So we've had a lot of good, tense games. This one just kind of dropped the ball. There's only so much you can control, but it looks like the Chiefs weren't really in it. And then
they didn't come to play, or they got paid off, or somebody talked to them and be like, hey, we got it. I don't know.
I think, and every time we do something like this, we're looking for something bigger or better. And I don't know who are it's somebody who works for the NFL, or they're the ones that pick, who's going to perform. I think a lot of people were kind of disenchanted in the sense that it didn't really speak to them, and that's okay. It's we're supposed to have flavor. It's the variety. What is it? Flavor is or variety is the spice of life. So being able to have something different, which now we've been cultured, and they not like us. That's
Kendrick Lamar's song, like, you're not like us. I'm like, okay. I'm like, all right. I get it, bro. I get it.
That's okay.
It needs to be somebody that spans multi-generations. Dolly Parton, Kelly Clarkson, Foo Fighters, somebody that multiple generations know their music. Queen, but of course we can't do Queen. But you know what I'm saying? Dolly Parton would be incredible. Kelly would be incredible. Kelly has proven more and more time and time again. Sorry, y'all. That she can do any genre of music. She can do rap. She can do country. She can do anything.
Any.
Wild.
I don't know. Wild. It was just I'm going to piggyback on what Amanda Nafe, because she was going for the Eagles. I saw her post last night. She said that, and I agree with this, Amanda, that the Chiefs looked tired before they'd even got started. I was like, what's going on? Like, I felt like, did everybody and again, I'm going to say this. I don't know if it's true or not, but we got flu season is hitting all the schools here right now. Do you think a part of me, because they looked like they were pale as ghosts, like Patrick Mahomes looked like he just seen a ghost. That's how he looked whiter than normal. I'm going to say it. And I
Kelsey didn't look good the whole show. Kelsey just looked like he didn't want to be there. David and I said that multiple times. I'm like, what's going on, Kelsey? Every time they showed him, he just looked like, why am I here? What's going on? It's just like their heart wasn't in it. I don't know if they were sick, if they'd been out partying, but we noticed the same thing. And it did not get exciting until that sixth quarter, and the fourth quarter, and it still wasn't enough to pull it off.
No, and me and my husband talked about this, and then me and Derek talked about this off air, and the comments you made were spot on. Now, again, the Chiefs are like, they give Patrick Mahomes a lot of credit, because he is him and Kelsey, and then the one other guy is the only ones that really are the best players on that team, because they have done a lot of mistakes throughout the whole season. We just didn't see them because I think that their stick is like, and they thought that they could do it, is like, okay, let's let this Eagles team get a little ahead, and then we're going to fire back and come swinging. And it never would click like it would with the other teams.
Oh, the Philadelphia Eagles defense was incredible. I mean, I think when I stopped counting, it was like 6. I think 7 was the Super Bowl record for sacks in a game, and they were right there with it. So I mean, they just kept taking. And Patrick Mahomes is elusive. That's what makes him a great quarterback. He's able to slip out of the pocket and make amazing throws.
But this time,
it was a little too late. I mean, they were able to throw former Titans DeAndre Hopkins a touchdown towards the end. Worthy, they were able to get him on a 50-yard bomb, but that was too little too late at that point of the game. So
I wanted to make a video with Toby Keith. It's a little too late. I'm a little too gone. I want to get all the sacks, all the misplays and like put them together with that song, because every time he did, and I was telling this to David and I told this to Brian, and I think I told this to Melody, there was a play that was made by Mahomes where he kind of just shuffles around. He looks like a little kid, like in Little Giants, that movie, like, look, flea flicker, we're going to do, and he just like lobs it, he just, and I'm like, what am I like, are we seeing, like, is this your first time at the Super Bowl?
Well, here's the thing. Those guys have been there so many times. I don't think they wanted it as bad. I mean, I think
I really want to know. I know what you're saying. I want somebody to come out, and I'm going to piggyback on what Amanda's saying. They really didn't look like they felt good. Like either they were sick or they didn't come to play. Like, I need to know for closure.
Well, there is a great story in all this.
There is.
Because the winning team, Jalen Hurts, their quarterback, he knows a little bit about disappointment. When he was at the University of Alabama, they were playing the University of Georgia in the national championship game, and he wasn't really doing anything. And they pulled him out towards the end and subbed in a quarterback by the name of Tua Tagovailoa. And Tua Tagovailoa, I'm going to keep saying Tua Tagovailoa because
I think Brian really likes saying that name.
Tua Tagovailoa. But he threw this incredible pass to Devontae Smith, player at the University of Alabama, who now plays for the Eagles with Jalen Hurts. Now, Jalen Hurts transferred the very next season and went to the University of Oklahoma, where he won the Heisman Trophy.
Okay.
But a lot of people said, he's not the quarterback that Tua is. He got replaced in the national championship game. Well, it turns out, or maybe it was the SEC champion. Yeah, he winds up playing for Philadelphia and loses the Super Bowl. And I said, there you go. He's a running quarterback. He had everything on the line. He had his legacy on the line. He suffered disappointment of losing a Super Bowl to this very team the year before last.
2023.
So he came back with a vengeance. That whole teamwork. And that's one of the things that you're seeing with these teams. And we saw it this weekend with our fine wrestlers of Warren County High School.
Yes.
They have that team mentality.
The tenacity.
And they have faith in each other. When other people don't have faith in them, they have faith in each other. So it was awesome to see Jalen Hurts come out and win that game from the beginning to the end. Him and his team went at it. And so they were the ones that were focused. The Chiefs, they looked discombobulated. They looked like they didn't really want to be there. I mean, so it was.
And that's what everybody's saying. And Miss Pat said the entire Super Bowl was a very disappointing. The halftime show was horrible. It looked like the game was rigged. Hope not, but seems like money is the only thing that matters. And I heard a lot of that last night. I mean. But again, it's like I said, they didn't look like we said, they didn't look like they were ready to play. They didn't show up to play, or they weren't feeling good. Something was off. And if you were if there was a payoff in this, y'all are horrible actors. I'll say it that way. But I don't know. Sometimes I will say this. Sometimes in a football game, this does happen. I don't like the games where there's 40-0. I don't like that. I mean, but there's been games like that. This isn't the first time the Super Bowl's been walk, for me and for everybody else that's watching. Another one I do want to say is, I do want to say this because I did write it down and I told Christy I'd say it. To my boy, Patrick Mahomes, did someone pay you off? Because I wanted to say that today. I'm just saying, but with everything said, the Super Bowl is over. People are either at work today, or this is one of the biggest days of people calling off at work. To all the Chiefs fans out there that spent all that money to go to the Super Bowl, I still hope you had a great time, because being able to be a part of that was still history in the making. You were there when the president was there, first time ever. You were there when it was the first time ever having, we're going to talk about the Eagles a little bit. On average, which you got the numbers on this, on average, their players were 6'6", and the weight. What was the weight?
About 330 pounds. Yeah.
This was a big team, a tall and big and tall team.
Massive.
This was a big and tall team, which has never been heard of in a Super Bowl. There was a lot of records that were broke that evening, and we should be, as Americans, to watch this go down. And we should be happy about that.
Speaking of the day after, so Kelly Melly, today is National Football Hangover Day. So this is it's also National Home Warranty Day and National Clean Out Your Computer Day, National Cream Cheese Brownie Day, and National Umbrella Day. But hey, tell me what you ladies think about this. I think that we either need to have one more game or another bye, so the teams get 2 byes during the season. Now we're this far in February. If we can push back the Super Bowl to where Super Bowl Sunday is the day before President's Day. That way everybody has a day off after the Super Bowl.
That's a good idea.
Recover. I'm going to start, you heard it here first on Warren First. I'm starting a campaign to push the season back one more week. Just one more week.
I mean, this is already later than it was because it used to be right around the first week in February.
Well, we added a game. And we added a week between the championship games and the Super Bowl. Yeah. So now there's 2 weeks. And so, hey, let's just go ahead and add one more week so everybody can have a day off.
Why not?
I mean, wouldn't
that make more sense? And then they could get more wherever the Super Bowl's at. The people would stay that night and spend their money in that place that the Super Bowl will be.
And listen, I've heard that a lot of famous people watch this show, watch this podcast. So if you're out there, Roger Goodell, if you're out there, any of our upper echelon attorneys that work in the NFL organization,
please.
Or if you know somebody that has an Uncle Pete,
share,
that might
follow,
like, share, and follow. But let's rally and let's get Commissioner Goodell to change the date. Just one more week
to see if it works.
Yes, look.
Why not?
I tell you,
we already changed it once.
There will be more sales and everything if everybody knows they don't have to go to work the next day.
100%, 100%. And we're gonna go to break right quick. But before I forget to mention this, we will not be doing a podcast tomorrow because I will be going to Monday Night Raw tonight in Nashville, as I've had so many things back to back this week. Enough. I would like to sleep in tomorrow. And then you are working tonight at your job being a nurse. So thank you for doing what you do. And so, again, with 2 out of 3 of us down, we're going to take one day off, okay? And then we'll come back Wednesday. I just want everybody to know.
And we'll probably need some Stacy's cough syrup from Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy.
I've already thought of it because I lost my voice as I'm loading up this video right now. I lost my voice Friday night at the coffee, and we'll talk about it. Yeah, same with Melody. We'll talk about more about that coming up with the Coffee County, Warren County border battle game.
Oh my goodness!
I lost my voice halfway through the wrestling regional tournament, and then last night I'm yelling at the screen saying, "Come on, Mahomes! What are you doing? This is rigged. Who talked to you? Who messed your day up? Was it Brittany? Was it your wife?" I mean, I was at that screen we went downstairs and I could not sit down for 2.5 quarters, y'all. Come on. I'm still mad. As you can see, I'm a sore loser. And we'll talk about that bet wager we talked about earlier.
He lost his mojo, baby.
He did. But we are going to cut to break, and we will be right back. But this is a word from our sponsors, and shout out to our newest sponsor this week, to Supreme Building Products.
More with Supreme Building Products. We've been your one-stop shopping center for lumber and building supplies since 1963. We're a family-owned business and operated and proudly served Warren counties for over 50 years. At Supreme, it's not just about great prices, but it's about exceptional service. Our customers are what's always supreme. From lumber to roofing to plumbing and paint, we have everything you need to build your dream home from the ground up. Whether you're a contractor, a homeowner, or a weekend warrior, our knowledgeable staff is ready to assist you at our state-of-the-art drive-through lumberyard. Visit us, please, at the corner of Highway 70 and North Spring Street. There's something for everyone at Supreme Building Products, where quality and customers come first, and the coffee's always free. And always be sure to shop local. Call us, please, at 473-9564.
Welcome to our coffee drive-thru, located at 601 Beersheba Highway, McMinnville, or give them a call at 474-1776. At our coffee, we pour love into every cup of coffee we serve. Welcome to our coffee drive-thru, located at 601 Beersheba Highway, McMinnville.
Don't know what to eat? Have you tried Cumberland Biscuit Company or Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli? Down on Main, you can enjoy pizzas and sandwiches, weekly combo specials, soups, salads, and finish it up with Tops Frozen Treats. On the weekends, check out Cumberland Biscuit Company's unique dishes like the Twisted Goat Burger or the Bambushka Burger. For lunch or dinner, get the experience of going out of town right here in McMinnville, down on Main. Follow Tops and Cumberland Biscuit Company on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
When you need help with your medical needs, who are you going to call? At Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy, you're not just a number, you're a part of our community. When you call Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy, you'll get a live person to help answer your medical questions. In a hurry? Try our convenient drive-thru. Not able to get out? We offer free delivery within the city limits. Stacy specializes in Mr. Stewart's over-the-counter and prescription cough syrups. Need to transfer your prescriptions? It's no trouble to transfer to Stacy's, where people care and wellness matters. Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy is located at 485 North Chancery Street, or give them a call at 474-0600.
My dad had a vision in 1964 to start Ganton Bolden. Now it's Gateway Tire and Service Center. He wanted our customers to have the best products and service at a fair price. That was his motto then, and that still stands today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
Looking to transform your home? Head over here to Roland Renovations at North Chancery Street in McMinnville. From stunning cabinets and beautiful countertops to durable LVP and hardwood flooring, we've got everything you need. Want to upgrade your bathroom? Check out our amazing shower systems and our stylish shower doors. Here at Roland Renovations, we also specialize in outdoor cabinetry, tile work, full remodels, and installation services. Stop by or call us at 931-743-5479 today. We are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are closed on Wednesday, and Saturday we are open for appointments only. Don't wait. Revamp your space with us here at Roland Renovations.
Are you ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
All right, guys, welcome back to Warren First 931. I'm your host of the show, Kelly Walker Slaughter, alongside
Brian Carr.
And Melody Krim is back on with us. Brian Bushy-Tail, I love your red glasses. You should have told me you're wearing your red. I would have worn mine.
Oh, they're actually pink.
Oh, sorry. Now you can talk.
I literally rolled out of the bed 15 minutes before we got on it.
Okay. Well, at least you're honest. A couple of things I do want to say.
I'm not caffeinated and I'm not properly dressed, but I'm here.
She's here as we are. We're here. But we want to make a shout out to everybody that has mentioned stuff on the show so far. And Amanda Naif posted something. She said, well, someone said that she heard his granddaddy, Patrick Mahomes, his granddad was sick. So maybe his heart wasn't in it. Like something was not right in that, in that aspect. And then Dwayne Ramsey, I'm going to share this across all boards, but he posted this through Facebook. And this is a link to click on. Maybe this will help some that doesn't understand the halftime show. So with that said, you can check that out. Going into it, me and Melody are going to start this off. I'm going to let her talk a little bit because I'm really trying to rest my voice, because after we get done with today, I got to go make me another tea. But Friday night was the anticipated border battle game, Warren County against Coffee County, and OMG, did it deliver, guys.
Oh my goodness.
The girls game, of course, Coffee County did dominate our girls, but the points, again, everything that about this game, not about just the players and the game itself, but what the border battle was raising funds for. The Dream for Weave Foundation and the McMinnville Special Games. And I can't remember the exact amount without looking it up now. But again, it raised close to or the same amount of what was raised last year. It was over total of over $20,000 raised. And Coffee County did pull out this year with getting the most donations with a little over $16,000 now. And that was the night of Friday night. But I know donations come in through after. So again, as of right now, Coffee County, as of Friday night, was the winner of that. And I do believe the reason being is because last year we hosted the border battle here at Warren County, and we raised over like $22K, that went to the special games. But being at home court advantage, I think, plays a good part in that. So again, next year, the border battle will be at Warren County, and we'll see how it goes, But Melody, you were there for the boys' game. I'm telling you guys, that game did not disappoint.
No, I did not get there in time for the girls' game, and I apologize to the girls. I got no photos, but I hope, my understanding is we got 2 home games left. I will have to miss this week, but I hope to be there next week for the last one, and I will make it up to the girls, I promise. But I did get there in time for the boys' game, and okay, y'all know. You'll hear it first. Y'all know I don't do sports ball. I'm not a fan. I'm just not into it. But last week when I went and photographed the basketball game, I discovered I really love it. It's a lot of fun, and we got a really great team. So I was really excited about going to photograph for this. Can you not hear me, Kelly? Do I need it closer?
I just wanted to try something. You're fine.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I wanted to get in there and photograph again, because after I photographed the first time, I saw some things that I wanted to try again and do better. But anyway, I'm going to warn y'all right now, when you see the photos, there's going to be very few from the fourth quarter and the overtime. I said I was going to stay till halftime. Then I said I was going to stay till the third quarter. And the next thing I know, I was there till the end. And somewhere around the third quarter, I became a basketball fan, and I don't know what happened.
She did.
But I quit taking pictures, and I was over there yelling, jumping up and down, and screaming like I still had the knees of my 19-year-old self, which I don't. My knees are hurting so bad now, but it's okay. It was an incredible game. And in some of these pictures that I have taken, you can see how exhausted our boys were. And I'm sure some of them were playing, because I was just looking through, it's like, Lee, he looks so tired. Yeah. But they did an incredible job, and they kept the fight up, and it was pretty close through the whole game. They get a couple of points, we get a couple of points, but they just kept going at it, and it was an incredible game, and it was a very good turnout for Warren County for it to be an away game. We had a pretty strong section up there, and
we try to paint the patch blue as best as possible.
Yeah.
I will tell you, because I asked, I don't know if this is true or not, but Madeline was telling me about it, and I know she's asleep right now, but she was saying the reason that there's nobody blue sitting on the Coffee County side, like where the players were sitting, is because that's something they just don't allow. And I was like,
well, I guess I broke the rule then, because I was having a very hard time finding a place to photograph where I could get to it. And I finally, I have a very type A personality. Sometimes I said, you know what, forget this. So I just walked over to the Coffee County side and sat down with their photographers. Right there on the floor.
I was like, well, there goes Melody. There goes Melody.
And my blue is all get out sweatshirt. There was no denying that I did not belong over there. But I just sat down. I said, we're going to be friends now. And that's where I took most of the pictures for the first half.
Yeah.
Was over on their
Oh, I
side.
know.
And nobody said anything. So I don't know if I was supposed to be over there or not. But nobody said, get out of here, Blue.
But she did a phenomenal job getting the pictures. Jay Walker did a phenomenal job announcing the game. We kind of talked to him on Saturday about that. And another thing is, while we're talking about this game, it went into overtime, guys. It was 40-40 at the buzzer.
Yeah.
And
it was wild.
It was wild. Technicals were being called. A lot of stuff was not being called, I noticed.
The refs seemed to be a little bit, I'm not going to say it. But yeah, I did notice that. And again, I don't know a lot about sports ball, but I heard other people around me saying the same thing, that it seemed to be a little.
But I also talked to, Coach Fish and them on Saturday, and they did say that, when you come to these, what they call border battle games, where this is their rivalry county, this is what happens a lot of the times. Now, he said it doesn't happen at the Warren County ones or the other ones, but there's 2 or 3 different teams they play. That is the exact same way when they go to their court.
Yes.
And it's nothing against the refs or anything like that. But I will say this, there was a technical called on one of our players because he didn't just do, he was getting taunted by the student section with Coffee County. Right there where he was shooting the threes. Because again, this court, the gym, I love our Warren County gym. I feel like we're kind of spoiled because when you go to other county gyms, it's not set up the same. It's tight and compacted.
No,
so
it was very compact. Our cheerleaders were in the walkway of people going back and forth to the concession stand because that was the only place for them. And that's where I ended up with Brent Carden over there. And I mean, people were going back and forth right in front of us, but there was no other place to be. And that's why I was having such a hard time. Where do I go? Because there was literally no extra room.
No extra room. And so with that said, so what Coach, and you can go back to our wrestling feed and hear what Coach Fish said, but from what I remember and I recall, he made a comment saying that his player not once, but 3 times fired back at this student section. And so after the 3rd time, the referee caught wind of it and technicaled him right there, because he made he made a 3-point shot, and then he looked back and said blah 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 and technical, right? So, and I'll say this, I
saw him shoot back, and I was actually very proud of him. That student section was a little bit aggressive.
They were a lot more aggressive than ours that night for sure. But with that said, and then you saw other Coffee County players. One actually, and I think it was on Reno. Reno is our player. One of the Coffee County players, I kid you not, they were coming down the court and tripped and smacked him. And then Reno turns around and smacks him back, but not as hard, and says, "You're not going to touch me again." And that kid, which was player number 0, he got fouled out and he was sent. Like, he fouled out. He got his 5 fouls and he was done. And I was like, that's karma. Like, if you keep playing that way,
I like that.
I mean, that obvious, you're going to be done.
Now, I will say this about our student section. They kept it professional.
They did.
They just focused on hyping our guys up, giving them the love, the support that they needed.
Yeah.
And these weren't the adults. The adults were good too. These were the kids. And at some point, the one player, his name I can't remember, but he got hurt. Somehow the crutches ended up over in the student section, and they were waving them back and forth. And I got a picture of it. Shout out to Elizabeth Bryant for letting me know about it. It was great. And she's like, "They've got his crutches." And I turned, I went, "Oh my gosh." But I mean, it was just nothing but love. So you can hear my voice. It was nothing but love and positivity and support. And it was incredible. And I was so proud to be from Warren County, because our players kept it the way it should be.
They kept
that
it.
the student section did. There was no ugliness.
And that's what Dr. Swallows was wanting for that. When we spoke with him at the high school this last week, he was talking about keeping it classy, being good sports and showing good sports. Yeah. I'll tell you,
that's it. Good sports.
This team, this basketball team, is made up of a bunch of great young guys that I know. And one of the things about them is they're good men, and they show that in their actions. You see it by the fruits they produce. And piggybacking on everything, jumping from the game into the wrestling match the next day. Yeah. Coach Fish and his boys were up there at the wrestling matches, and the wrestlers loved that. Yeah. That was such a sign of support for them. And I think that synergy, when both groups have the same goals, they want to make each other better. Yeah. They want to support each other. That's what we got going on at Warren County High School right now.
And I love that.
Oh my goodness, we are living.
Even the middle school players, wrestler players, were there helping out, volunteering.
Yes,
Coach Ben Matheny had them out there. I'm telling you guys, the synergy that's the best way. I can't. I'm so proud of our boys. I'm proud of our schools right now.
Yeah.
When it comes to athletics, I am so proud of what they're doing.
And then we've got the young women's program that's developing. They were out there helping out with the stuff that was going on.
Concession stands.
The parents were helping out with, and that spread in the green room.
Shout out to the 15, 25 plus people or plus businesses that supported and fed everybody that day.
Yes,
it really takes an army and a village to pull that off. And we'll just go right into wrestling. Why not? Me and Brian were there. We were so thankful. And I want to say this. I know it sounds like a broken record, but thank you to the wrestling program, the Warren County High School, and Grant Swallows and all them for allowing us to do what we did that day. I did not go in there thinking, oh my gosh, Brian, we're going to just be here till 3. And, we went in there bringing our extra computers and our notepads because we were going to do some side work on the side. I planned on doing the newsletter and everything at this wrestling match. And we did not have one dead time, one dead period. We had people wanting to come on the show. We had wrestlers. We had Jay Walker. We had Grant Swallows. We had Robert Newman. We had Coach Fish. We had Anthony Lippy. Anthony Lippy was the only one that we scheduled to come on that day because we wanted to get him on. He wanted to talk about the Hall of Fame, the Sports Hall of Fame, and how he needs to get more pictures and stuff. And if you go on the app, you can see the pictures that they're missing that they need. And we even had a Livingston wrestler come on the show with us. We had a Siegel wrestler come on with us.
Laverne,
Laverne. I thought it was Livingston. Laverne.
Shout out to Jacoby. Another Jacoby. But then we had the wrestlers that were coming in to do interviews with us, and we didn't get to all of them. So I feel so bad because I wanted to get Hucker Damon on, but we got his sweet mama on. And
we
as a wrestling mom, and she's used to young people. I mean, she's a teacher over at our Warren County Middle School.
She is,
and a fine one. And to give us the backstory on how everybody got into wrestling, how her boys got into wrestling, how her husband's been one of the coaches there. So enlightening to know that this isn't just a fly-by-night type thing. This is organic. This is homegrown. These are Warren County guys that got together and said, hey, let's make a difference. And some of the stories that I can't share with you about some of these children, that the things they're dealing with, to see them have personal best, have personal victories. Guys,
there you go.
Oh, you would be, bring out the napkins because it makes my heart swell with joy. So these are the happy tears, but these are adults making differences in people's lives. And so all the groups like from Hamilton Street, the kids of the community, to some of these children, they go from these into athletics, especially the high school athletics. It is a true testament to how God puts people in your life and grows them into these fine adults. So we got a lot of good things to look forward to. And we won a bunch of matches
We
yesterday.
did a shout out. We'll just start the ones I remember off the top of my head. Zarek Kill, he won his weight class division. And that match, I will say, because that was the only match at the end that I was grateful that he won, but at the same time, I'm like, what is this other wrestler doing? Because we were watching it thanks to WCS TV for letting us share their feed. Yes. I wouldn't have had that if.
Shout out Tommy Smith. Thank you
Yes.
for allowing us to plug into your feed
Yes.
and go into the Warren County matches that we could talk about. And guys, we apologize for the audio. We weren't necessarily set up for that in particular,
No.
but we did the best we can. But we can't wait to do it again because we're going to do it even bigger and better next time.
Oh, yes. And I'll tell you, before I forget to mention this too about WCS TV, tomorrow at 4 p.m. on February the 10th, which will be tomorrow, right? Am I right on that date? No, today.
Today's the 10th.
Today. Sorry. Today is going to be the 7th and 8th grade county tournament.
Yes.
And if you cannot be at the Dalk Gym today at 4 p.m. this afternoon to watch the game, watch the tournaments go on, you can watch it on the YouTube channel for WCS TV.
Mm-hmm.
But they're going to be broadcasting it, and Principal Rex Crabtree from Eastside Elementary, which we're going to have him back on the show and redo a little bit because of the fee. I don't know what happened, if it was he was at Eastside, we were here, but he is going to be doing the announcing at the games today.
All right.
And that's going to be really pivotal and exciting. But with that said, that match, and again, Zarek's class is the weight 215. He did take the number 1 seed in that, so he's going to be going to the sectionals and competing this week. I do believe it's Tuesday. I think that's where I'm getting my dates mixed up. But we had him. We had Jacoby, our Jacoby. Yeah, he won his weight class of 106 on Saturday night, and then Burgess Galligan, shout out to his dad, Trevor Galligan.
He was on the show.
He was on the show with us and getting his parents' perspective. He won his weight class of 113. In third place, our own Jalen, is it Clayton?
Mm-hmm.
He won the third place class for the 120 weight. And then winning second place, which is the region runner-up position, Huck Damon, the 132 weight class. I'm telling you, we had so many. Second place goes to Isaiah Keys in the weight for 157. We had all these guys on our show as well. And then Hayden Watts, he won fourth place in the 175 division. And of course, Zarek Kill, I want to give a shout out. Oh, one more guy. Xavier Simmons won his weight class as a champ, and that was in the 285 class. And I wanted to go back to Zarek because we knew this going in because his daddy was on top of it. Scotty Kill said if Zarek wins his first match in this regional tournament, that would be his 150th win and match, a match that he's won. And they at the end, and you can see this on WCS TV. If you go back to it at the end, they give him a banner. He got his banner issued to him. And I know his mom got emotional with you on it.
Oh, yeah. Well, because I have a personal history, and more so my brother worked with him a lot when he was younger. It was one of these things where we've got to watch him grow.
Yes.
But this has been a process. And I posted something because if you're new to wrestling, you see these boys, and especially as a mother,
Yes.
watching your baby go out there, it's oh my goodness, But this late in the season, you kind of know what to expect, but they're still exciting. It's still the adrenaline is so high, and that's why we were so tired afterwards, because we've been on this adrenaline roller coaster all day long, watching and cheering for the people that we like, getting to get great interviews with folks, getting good information, good insight as to what's going on, not just with the wrestling, but with Warren County in general.
Yeah.
And so you get to a point where they become family. And so you understand being a brother of a wrestler that was in Zarek's spot at one point in time. This is the apex. These are the highlights, and so you may not have this next year. You may not have things like this ever again in your life. So that's why we want to celebrate with these families, because ultimately they're part of the bigger family, the Warren County family.
That's right.
And so to see his parents, Zarek's parents, being the senior captain of the team, it just goes to show how much that family has invested, because it's never just the one person. It's all the people that get the kids to the practices, that get them to the camps, that get them to the matches, that stay and work the concession stands, that clean up and help get the mats cleaned up afterwards, that sweep, that carpool. All these things, and all you sports parents know all about this. But for some of us that their kids aren't involved in sports, it's
hard to wrap your head around it. But there is such a huge community when it comes to Warren County athletics that I'll tell you this, if you are ever in need of something or want to be a part of something, I have to give it up to that Warren County athletics department. And I'm saying this as a whole, like all of them, because it was just phenomenal. And, before I let Melody talk about what she did Sunday, shout out to Coach Josh Harris. They gave him the Region 4 Coach of the Year award. And it was just
rightly deserved.
I mean, there's so many phenomenal things that happened Saturday. And, I want to say this to Warren County. We had a lot of folks from we had a parent from Coffee County, a parent from Siegel, and then I want to say it was also Laverne and maybe Blackman, because I'm trying to remember what their emblems were. But we had 3 or 4 of those counties come up to us at our booth, or they found us coming out of the hospitality room, and they were like, "We want you to know how grateful we are that you are here." They said that they wished that they had something like a setup that we had that day. And it was overwhelming of emotions for me, because I was thinking, we're doing what we love to do. We're just coming in. We're just supporting our Warren County Pioneers. And to think that, and again, the wrestling team, one guy said, like, "This is smart. Y'all are doing this because wrestling's picking up. It's becoming a thing now." And it really is. And, to think that these other counties don't have something like this to help support their athletics. I was like, oh my God, thank you. I was like, thank you. But at the same time, I was a little sad about it, because they should have, there's got to be a Kelly and a Brian and a Melody, right? There's got to be in these other counties. Like, where you at? But my thing is, I hope by doing this podcast there, it encourages other outlets in these other counties to do the same. I really do, because they need that. They do.
Well, it was just so exciting for our young men. As soon as they'd finish wrestling, they'd hug their coach. Yeah. They'd hug their parents.
Yeah.
And then we could grab them and get them on. Yeah. And they were so excited, and they wanted to send shout outs to their people. And this is what gets me, is that these guys were so excited. This is the happiest moment of their life, their short lives to this point, that all they want to do is thank their teammates and thank their coaches. Yeah. And that just shows.
And thank God. Some of them are thanking God.
Yes. So this is so exciting for us to get to share their moment with them.
Yeah, I was so grateful to be a part of it.
Oh, amen. So thank you to all our supporters, our sponsors that help us out, that are able that we're able to do these things. And you too can sponsor us too, because this is a growing movement. This podcast keeps growing by leaps and bounds. And
we're not even done with the other 2 sponsors that we got, that I want to say thanks again to Sonic.
Oh, yes.
And also a thanks to McMinnville Lawn and Garden.
McMinnville Lawn and Garden. And so with everything going on, how we're growing so fast, it is like meteoric. There's so many people, and there's so many people like you guys who are watching right now, and you guys who are going to be watching later. Thank you guys. Yes. And please like, subscribe, comment, let us know what you want. We're going to have to do some more stuff where we ask people what was their favorite Super Bowl.
Yes.
And so we'll probably get some polls and things like that going on here in the next few hours or so. But again, that was awesome. I'm going to step back from the mic
step
here.
back from just a minute. Melody was gracious. Are you ready, Mel? Was gracious enough.
am.
Her and Madeline I asked Madeline if she wanted me to go and help her. She's like, no, KK, you need to rest, because I literally didn't have a voice yesterday morning. And so she was telling me all about the cool things with the Pinerettes. Yesterday was their send off. Correct, Melanie? So tell
Correct.
everybody about that.
So yes, yesterday was their send off. It was incredible. I'm gonna just be honest, the jazz was my favorite. But I ended up taking you put me front and center. Okay. Anyway, I ended up taking my son's girlfriend. She had never seen the Pioneerettes perform. And just like the most of the rest of us, she was just so impressed by all of them. But Jaden, she's like, how does he move like that? I'm like, we don't know. He just does his thing. But it was absolutely beautiful. And they showed off a little bit of all of what they will be performing, because there's the Pom Squad, there's the Hip Hop Squad, there's the Jazz Squad, and then she introduced everybody and she got all emotional. I mean, these are her babies, and Kristen Weeder, who is the middle school dance teacher, she was there in the stands supporting them, because I mean, these were her kids first, and then she passed them on, and Penny was pulling it all out. These kids were cracking up because she was talking about, oh, well, I cheerleaded with your mom and I was on debate team with your mom, or whatever it was. And she was just going back into all of the history of Warren County. But it was a beautiful job, and they did so great. And I hope that they do an amazing job on nationals. Between all of these events that I've done in the last 5 or 6 days, I uploaded over 5,000 pictures to my computer, which is one of the reasons why I'm at home today. I've got a lot that I need to go through and get showcased. But it was a great day yesterday. They did incredible. And they're just also happy. And yes, we did get more of Zoe's dance faces. So those will also be shown off.
Oh,
so yeah. And I told her, she goes, that was so embarrassing.
Who she was. We were trying to find out who she was. Like, we didn't know who her name was.
Zoe Bolden, I believe is her name. Mm-hmm. And she's a delight in person. I was so glad I finally got to meet her. And but yeah, they all did so good, and I got some great action shots, and I'm just really, really excited. And Saturday night, I was at the 90s prom at the Episcopal Church.
Forgot about that. Yes.
It was so much fun. I had so much fun, and they did superlatives. Our own Zach and Margaret Sutton, our prom king and queen. But yeah, they had the most goth award. They had the most sporty couple. But yeah, it was a lot of fun. Bonnie Collier, I don't know if y'all know Bonnie.
I do.
She danced with everybody in the room. It was hysterical. She made me hand my camera over to Emily Stefanik, and then she made me dance. And she's like, "No, you're dancing too." I'm like, "Look here, I'm only here to take pictures." Or so I thought. But it was
and
a
speaking
lot of
of that, Melody, a lot of people don't know is that Bonnie Collier's daughter-in-law was wearing her 90s prom.
That is correct. Oh, I've got something better than that. Okay, so y'all try to follow. So Bonnie has two sons.
Will,
Joe, and I can't think of Will,
which is Becky's
Will
husband.
And his wife,
Becky.
Forgot her name, but anyway,
Becky.
Back in '93, Bonnie and her husband went to the presidential inauguration. On Saturday night, Will and his wife were wearing the exact same outfits that they wore to that inauguration.
Isn't that great?
It was wild. And she showed a picture of it, and it was great. And then Bonnie herself was wearing her daughter-in-law Amanda's prom dress. So there was a lot of retro 90s things going on. Some people were dressed in actual prom dresses. But it was a lot of fun. And then Bonnie got out there and she danced with her husband and her two sons to Ace of Base, and they've already said they hope to do it again next year, because it was a really good time. And there were pixie sticks on the
hated that we missed it. I really wanted to be a part of that, but I'm telling you, that's why
There's
we
too
made
much going on.
well, that's why there's 3 of us, and we can only
And we still didn't hit
much.
it all because I mean, Twitty and Lynn was at the Park Theater,
I know.
and I missed that, but I'm at the prom, and but yeah, it was the music. There were some songs that I had completely forgotten about. It took me straight back to another time and place. But
Yes.
As it's supposed to.
and I had a Clearly Canadian that night. Didn't even know they still made them. Apparently, they sell them at Walmart. So if you are craving that '90s Clearly Canadian,
They still make
one at the Walmart.
Yeah, they do.
They did not have the Orbits though. I don't know. Do you remember the Orbits drinks?
Were those
It
the
was
ones?
some kind of clear soda, and it had balls in it. It was some kind of ball. They were nasty. It was more for drinking it, kind of like Goldschlager, where you just drink it because it's
I don't know what y'all are
something in it, just for the ambiance of the drink. But
It's like
no,
boba
but the prom
tea.
was
It's
Oh, I don't
got
do boba, but I know what you're talking about.
It's yeah.
Well,
I would love to have gone to that after the wrestling matches. I met up with my wife over at Smooth Rapids because Steve Harvey and Lee Carr were playing on the back porch
That's
that
right.
night.
Yeah, see, I miss all the fun stuff.
And so
No, you didn't. You were at the prom. Moving
Well,
on.
I know, but I mean, I'm having fun there, and I'm missing 2 other things.
Well,
But I will, for 100% certain, be at the Sister Hazel, not Sister Hazel thing on Friday.
Ken and somebody.
yes, and
Getting somebody, yes.
and speaking of that, I got a text message from Joe Harvey here.
Yes.
And we are going to try to get on, and let's see, his name is John Salloway for Forever Abbey Road.
Oh, wonderful.
This is one thing that a lot of people may not know
Mhm.
is that John is actually going to be opening up for the
Yes.
Sister Hazel duo on Friday night, and then he will be
did not know
playing
that.
Saturday night with his group Forever Abbey Road. So we're going to try to get him on sometime this week and talk to him, because this Forever Abbey Road. We haven't even talked about what I was involved
Ken
in.
and Drew. I keep thinking of like Ken and Drew.
Ken and Drew, yeah.
From Sister Hazel is how we should say it.
Sister Hazel.
So he's
Yeah, and then you went to Team U Taylor Swift on Friday night, and it looked amazing.
Are you ready for it? Boom, boom,
Oh my
boom.
goodness, guys!
I saw the videos and photos. Those kids were about to start a mosh pit at the front of that stage.
Now, okay, so I wasn't anticipating on staying. I was going to drop my daughters off, and they were going to get with the Harvey girls, but one of them bailed on us. One of my girls bailed on us. Elizabeth decided that she wasn't feeling up to it.
Mhm.
And so I thought, well, I'll
She was
take.
bragging about that when I saw her yesterday. I went to go get cookies from her. She goes, I did not go. I stayed at home in my warm bed, and I was very happy there.
Well, she's okay. So she's a reader. Both my girls are readers, but Elizabeth, and she's reading The Maze Runner right now,
Okay.
and she loves it. So she was just about to finish it, and I think that may have had a lot to do with it too. But so I took Catherine, and I thought, well, if they're used to being together.
Yeah.
Together, they are not scared of anything because they've always got their best friend with each other. That's
Right.
one of the unique thing about twins.
Yeah.
But she was flying solo, and I went inside. I saw Joe, I saw Seth and Ashley and all the gang. And when I was purchasing the ticket, I looked at her and I said, "Hey, you want me to stay?" And she looked up at me and she goes, "Yes, Daddy."
Oh.
And oh man, it just because I was just going to sit in my vehicle
Mhm.
and take a few pictures and start writing the article
Right.
about what I saw and everything. And I decided to stay.
Yeah.
And we went down, and that place, the floor was packed out. We couldn't find a seat except for the very front on the very side. And thank you, Miss Hillis, the band director, her adorable daughter were there
Yeah.
for the show, and we sat next to them. And as things started revving up, we did a little pop-in type feed for Warren first, and you should have seen everybody was dressed to the hilt. They had their
Yes.
Taylor outfits,
Inspired.
Taylor inspired outfits, and they were so excited to be there. And what is really poignant is that this event there were a lot of young children there, and this may have been their first concert or first show, but these are some of their first memories. And just like their grandparents and great grandparents and great great grandparents, the first time being at the Park Theater, they're having these experiences that they're going to have for the rest of their life. And so kudos to Joe Harvey and Ashley Gillentine, right? Neither one of them would take direct credit for it, but it was a wonderful show for Warren County. And then
we're going to see more of those for sure.
Yeah, so we'll be posting the pictures and look in our local voice section for the story about it. But just for the fact that they left their seats, filled in all the space in front of the stage, and the band was phenomenal. The guys in the band, I spoke with them afterwards. They're out of Chicago. They had best time doing this. The lead guitarist, he's got family in Cookeville, and the team Taylor Swift, the young lady who played.
I do not mean that as an insult. I mean that in love.
No, she was incredible, and there were so many wardrobe changes, just like a Taylor Swift show,
as it's supposed to be.
It was incredible, but to see that energy, and I met with several of my girl dad buddies that were there that got dragged to it, and we were so excited. We were high-fiving each other. We were like, "Look at this! Our kids are having the best time. I'm so glad we got to come and do this." So, Warren County. Great job, Park Theater Group, for having these.
Thank you for setting that up.
So it was wonderful. But next time we're going to have our step and repeat, our Warren verse. We're getting pictures of everybody next time. That's going to be a big thing for our show like that.
David was across over where you are, Tops that night until 7:00, and he's sending me text messages. He goes, "These girls are like all dressed up." He goes, "What's going on?" He goes, "These kids just keep coming in here dressed like they, these kids are dressed like grown-ups." And I'm like, I said, "Tay-Tay's across the street."
Tay-Tay's a thing. I mean, I do want to say a shout out.
I didn't think we had this many fans in Warren County. I was like,
But I'm telling you, and I wanted to say a shout out to Stephanie George. And, because when my father passed away, we bought boots because my dad's a huge boot guy. And so everywhere we go, my son actually takes a pair of my dad's boots on vacations because he says, wherever we go, Papa will always be with us because of our boots. And he will wear his Papa's boots to functions and things like that. And I don't know if that's why Stephanie wore Phyllis's dress, but when I saw that, it just reminds me of like, no matter where we go in life, our loved one that has passed away is with us through everything that we do. And by Stephanie wearing Phyllis's sparkly dress, and it looked phenomenal on her, it just reminds me like Phyllis is still here with us. It's not what we want, but where she's here. And it's in such a good, positive way. And that's how I think when we wear our boots, like, it's happy tears now, it's not sad tears. Am I still upset? Sure. I'm upset my dad's not here. I'm upset. There's a lot of people besides Phyllis that's not here. That makes me upset. But seeing these happy moments that you're making with your kids and your family members, this is what everybody wants. Like, that's not with us no longer. They're like, don't mourn my loss. Be happy.
Celebrate me.
Celebrate. Yes.
And that was the thing with the border battle. And I saw several people that had the same problem that I did post on Facebook. But after leaving that game, I was on a high. I was elated. It was great. And then, coming back home, you passed right by Prater's barbecue, and I started crying because she should have been there that night. 100%. That was her baby. That was her thing. She loved the Pioneers, and that was a great game. And I have no doubt she was cheering up in heaven. But she should have been here, and it was just a very emotional moment, having had her legacy continue on, and it be such a great game, and then she wasn't even here to see it. It's hard. It's hard.
But like we say right now, we're in celebration mode, and we should celebrate people that are not here with us anymore, because that's what they would have wanted. That's what, when I die, I hope that's what people do. I want to be celebrated. I don't want to be mourned. Cry, like my daddy told me, cry for one day. Do what you need to do. Cry. But the world does not stop for Randall Walker and it's
No.
not gonna, and you're not gonna stop either, and you're gonna celebrate me after this, and that's what we do now. But with that said, we are gonna let Melody. Is there anything else you want to say before I let you go?
No, but just on that final note, right now I'm in my library, and actually, if you look right up here, that's my grandfather. I know y'all can't see the picture, and then I've got my son. But in here, I have so many pictures of so many generations of the people that I miss and I love. And you're right, and you just got to keep going on. But I just love having them in. This is by far my favorite room in our entire house, and just having them in here with me. It's the same thing, you know. You got to keep going, and you got to keep pushing on.
I love it. I love it. Well, we're gonna let Melody go, and so we love you.
We love you too. Well, not we. It sounds like I'm schizo. I love you too. And we'll talk later, Kelly. And I'll get those pictures done, guys, and hopefully we'll have something up later on today.
All right. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye. And with that, we are going to take a quick break and a word from our sponsors, and then come back and do a wrap up to our rest of our daily show here.
Our wild weekend.
Yes, our wild weekend, and what's coming up this week alone. So keep it here at Warren First 931.
David Moore with Supreme Building Products. We've been your one-stop shopping center for lumber and building supplies since 1963. We're a family-owned business and operated and proudly served Warren counties for over 50 years. At Supreme, it's not just about great prices, but it's about exceptional service. Our customers are what's always supreme. From lumber to roofing to plumbing and paint, we have everything you need to build your dream home from the ground up. Whether you're a contractor, a homeowner, or a weekend warrior, our knowledgeable staff is ready to assist you at our state-of-the-art drive-through lumberyard. Visit us, please, at the corner of Highway 70 and North Spring Street. There's something for everyone at Supreme Building Products, where quality and customers come first, and the coffee's always free. And always be sure to shop local. Call us, please, at 473-9564.
Welcome to our coffee drive-thru, located at 601 Beersheba Highway, McMinnville, or give them a call at 474-1776. At our coffee, we pour love into every cup of coffee we serve. Welcome to our coffee drive-thru, located at 601 Beersheba Highway, McMinnville.
Don't know what to eat? Have you tried Cumberland Biscuit Company or Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli? Down on Main, you can enjoy pizzas and sandwiches, weekly combo specials, soups, salads, and finish it up with Tops Frozen Treats. On the weekends, check out Cumberland Biscuit Company's unique dishes like the Twisted Goat Burger or the Bambushka Burger. For lunch or dinner, get the experience of going out of town right here in McMinnville, down on Main. Follow Tops and Cumberland Biscuit Company on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
When you need help with your medical needs, who are you going to call? At Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy, you're not just a number, you're a part of our community. When you call Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy, you'll get a live person to help answer your medical questions. In a hurry? Try our convenient drive-thru. Not able to get out? We offer free delivery within the city limits. Stacy specializes in Mr. Stewart's over-the-counter and prescription cough syrups. Need to transfer your prescriptions? It's no trouble to transfer to Stacy's, where people care and wellness matters. Stacy's Wellness Pharmacy is located at 485 North Chancery Street, or give them a call at 474-0600.
My dad had a vision in 1964 to start Ganton Bolden. Now it's Gateway Tire and Service Center. He wanted our customers to have the best products and service at a fair price. That was his motto then, and that still stands today. We promise to be upfront and honest with each and every customer. We'll never try to sell something that our customers doesn't need just to make a buck. If that's what makes us different from our competitors, well, we're just fine with that. Come see us today or give us a call at 931-815-9000.
Looking to transform your home? Head over here to Roland Renovations at North Chancery Street in McMinnville. From stunning cabinets and beautiful countertops to durable LVP and hardwood flooring, we've got everything you need. Want to upgrade your bathroom? Check out our amazing shower systems and our stylish shower doors. Here at Roland Renovations, we also specialize in outdoor cabinetry, tile work, full remodels, and installation services. Stop by or call us at 931-743-5479 today. We are open Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday from 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We are closed on Wednesday and Saturday We are open for appointments only. Don't wait. Revamp your space with us here at Roland Renovations.
Are you ready for your new Ford? Hi, this is Chris at Reddick Brown Ford in Morrison, inviting you to come and visit our dealership with special finance rates on that special Ford truck, Bronco, or SUV that you have been looking for. Plus a great assortment of pre-owned inventory. We are proud to be part of the local community here in Warren County and now offer complimentary pickup and delivery for service. Your Pioneer Sports Ford headquarters, Reddick Brown Ford, Manchester Highway, Morrison. Have you driven a Ford lately?
We're back at it. Let's get this going. As I'm pulling this back up again. Boom. Chikook. All right. And I got to put my headphones on so I can make sure we hear everybody. You want to hold that right quick? Thank you. Okay, guys, we're back in action right now. Again, this is Warren First 931. Currently in downtown McMinnville. We are it's actually starting to heat up. If anybody hasn't noticed, because today's high was supposed to be 51, and now we're at 44. This morning it was in the 30s, feeling like it's 20 something degrees outside. But now, even though it's 44 degrees, it's saying that the feel is like 36 degrees outside.
Yes.
And I want to say thanks again to Reddick Brown Ford for being our community weather sponsors on this. Guys, like we said, last week was a massive week for us. If you ever think that we are done doing something even crazier, buckle up. There's a lot of things in store coming up your way that can't say just yet. But we are getting close to the end. Remember, if you want our weekly newsletter called The Local Voice, it's real simple and easy. Text the keyword Local Voice to 931-305-0869. If you want to be a part of any type of sponsorships that we do, or if you are interested in the types of sponsorships that we do, you need to call or text me at 931-369-3050, because sometimes I can't answer my phone, and I've hired a personal AI assistant to take my phone calls in case I miss them, because I actually do. And I want to say thanks to everybody that called us and all that. But message me, text me, and we will try to get you on. And I also want to say again to our newest sponsorships as a whole, because we did have a lot last week that signed on with us, and we're just inching closer and closer to getting to my end of the month goal, which I'm so excited about. But I want to say thanks again to Our Coffee, Tina and them, for being the drivers and the movers and the shakers for all of us, feeding us caffeine and adrenaline through their Our Coffees and their teas that they have. And also a shout out to Stacy's Pharmacy and Wellness. They got that Stewart's Pharmacy cough medicine. If you want to get some, whether it's got the alcohol or the non-alcoholic, they make it for both. And then a shout out to our newbies, Supreme Building Products, Reese and David and them. If you are not following them, they actually have on their Facebook pages, it's called the FYI Fridays. We're going to try to team up and work with them on that with Reese. He does do a lot of informational pieces. I believe this last one was talking about the tariffs and things and how it can affect business and companies like themselves. A shout out to Steve and the gang at Sonic in McMinnville for joining Warren First 931. I love Steve and them.
Hey, did you know that they have low price large drinks?
Yes.
It's
the morning.
It's morning. So guys,
the morning sale, or the morning mashup, or whatever it was called. I can't remember.
So if you go, you can get a large for like $1.49.
$1.49 until 10 a.m. 10 a.m. Yes.
So hey, be looking for a special commercial that we do with them. It looks like they've got this thing called the Smash Burger there.
We are gonna get to try it.
Smash burgers.
It might be today. I'm just saying, because as we're talking about food, we may go get one before we go break out.
Oh, that would be good.
Also, shout out to Scotty Kill, McMinnville Lawn and Garden. I want to say this, storm season is upon us. And when I say that, that's the winter storms, the the rainstorms, the thunderstorms, all that. Because around this time last year, remember, guys, you know, when it was Hurricane Helene that came through, we had the aftermath, not as bad as other places, but we had a lot of bad aftermath where chainsaws had to be purchased and things to clean up your yards and stuff. And don't forget, spring is right around the corner. So make sure you have all the proper things to make your garden or your lawn the best in the town.
Well, let me tell you something that he told us. So when we were over there the other day, he said, we're doing a special right now. It's $199.
Yep.
You can call McMinnville Lawn and Garden, have them come out, pick up your lawnmower,
yep,
and have it worked on. And when I say worked on, they're going to be doing the things that need to be, maybe blade sharpening, and making sure that oil's changed, fluid changed. So they're going to be getting your lawnmower ready. And these things, they're not cheap. I mean, so you got to take care of them. So I would take advantage, and I'm going to take advantage. I'm going to have them come out and get our lawnmower, because we've got a Skag lawnmower that is nearly 20 years old that we bought when he was first started selling them. And it because we take it to him on a regular basis, it's still running. So take advantage of the $199 special, getting your because it's basically a vehicle. Your lawn vehicle taken care of.
Yes. And I want to say, last but definitely not least, shout out to Gary Prater at Prater's Barbecue, Stephanie and all of them, and Worm, his whole entire staff. They're also phenomenal. Everywhere we go, I'll tell you, I know I say this about everybody, but it's true. That's why I love living in Warren County, is because everybody is family to me. But they have a phenomenal group out there, and they are also one of our many new sponsors. So I'm telling you, we have 6 new sponsors, and I'm going to tell you, my goal is 10 before the month of February ends. So I have 4 slots that need filling. And so if you want to become one of those 4 slots to be sponsors here on this show, we had alone, and I try not to brag, but I want to say a thank you to everybody on Saturday's show alone. We had a grand total. We were on 5 streams. We were on 2 X accounts, 1 Facebook, 1 Twitter, or 1 Instagram and Facebook. We were on 5 social medias that day. We had nonstop. That's why we kept going on that show on Saturday. 43 watching at one time. And I'm telling you, what we have here is the new age. This is the new of how to get your information, the new way to be a part of the community, to keep the community connected, to stay connected. I'm telling you guys, the stuff that we bring here is not like what everybody else does. There's little similarities, but it's different. Mm-hmm. It's different. I don't know why it's different. I just can tell you, because the people that come up to us and say, keep doing what you're doing, we definitely are. We have a text club. We have a newsletter. We have 9 media outlets, 5 that's live streaming, and 4 that's audio. After we get done with the show, you can listen to it in the comfort of your home, or during going grocery shopping, you can listen to it. I mean, the endless possibilities, and we're still not done of what we can bring.
And we've been so busy, guys. We're trying to get to everybody's event.
Yes.
Look, I had to forego a Super Bowl party that was a glamorous event by some wonderful people. Shout out to the people, you know who you are. But I had to miss out because we've been doing so much. This is the only time that I could stay at home and get some work done. Yeah. So it's Warren County. There's no shortage of things going on around here.
There's so many things. And speaking of upcoming events, Brian, we got a ton coming up, and this is some that's made our newsletter, and the new newsletter is going to have different dates and stuff. But of course, this is Valentine's weekend.
Yes.
And Ken and Drew from Sister Hazel is going to be right across from us, right over here at the Park Theater on that Friday, the 14th, guys. A great date night. If you love some, from Ken and Drew from Sister Hazel music, that's where you need to be.
And speaking of the Park Theater, if Ken and Drew and Sister Hazel music, the 90s music, I'm pretty sure they'll play a lot of 90s music, just like this 90s prom. I bet a lot of those folks will be the same ones.
I'm telling you, while you're talking about it, I want to pull some of their music up.
But we've got Forever Abbey Road that will be playing the very next night. And so if you're not a Sister Hazel fan, You're definitely a Beatles fan.
Yes, you are.
The Beatles span so many genres, and if you've got a young person that's not familiar with the Beatles, this is the way to indoctrinate them. This is a great way to give them an amazing outlook of how diverse music was and how culturally significant the Beatles were to the American rock scene. 1964 changed the world and definitely changed the culture in the United States. So make sure that you come to the Forever Abbey Road show that's going on that Saturday, the 15th.
And this is the song that everybody knows.
Long time.
And by the way, I've been hearing this at Collins River and Smooth Rapids when we were there.
Yes.
I'm like, is that Sister Hazel?
It's a sign.
So confused. We're gonna let the chorus play. Then walk away. I love it. It's hard to say what it is I see in you. If I'll always be with you, words can't say what I can do. It's all for you.
All for you, Warren.
Yes, I'm telling you. It is just again I think when they play that acoustic set, because that's what this is going to be, it's going to be great. And I'm debating on going. I'm debating.
I'm sorry, folks, especially about my folks on X or Twitter. We like to have fun.
We do.
We're sorry, not sorry.
If we just lost some viewership, I'm telling you, my voice is out this week because I can't, as I do what I want to do and get my real voice, it goes away. So I'm
not that good of a singer anyhow.
Yes, you are. Shut up.
No.
You know what? At the end of the show, Brian Carr will be singing our national anthem.
Oh no.
You want to do that to me? I'm going to do it to you.
Don't do that to me, Kelly.
Oh yeah.
I can't sing it like John Baptiste.
No, but you can sing it really good.
And Melanie was talking about the
I had to
vibrato.
stop and sing. That's how I first caught. That's how he caught my eye. Is he started singing at the Deplorables thing they did this past summer, and they were like, let's sing the national anthem, and I'm like, I'm gonna sing it, and then I started, and then I stopped in my tracks, and I'm looking, who is that singing? And then Joyce goes, it's Brian, and I just watch you sing.
Well,
it was phenomenal.
I've been very blessed to I was classically trained on that song.
Gotcha.
We used to go to a lot of events, and I lived in a Navy town, and so we got to perform for our military a lot. So that one, proud to be an American. And I'll tell you, my man Mark Pyburn, that guy's incredible singing. I think he sings it better than Lee Greenwood. But anyhow,
hey, I'm going to tell you, he would give Lee Greenwood a run for his money.
He definitely would. Hey guys, February 22nd, we got a chili cook-off. The Silent Creed McMother chapter is having one at the contest, and this is a contest. There's a $20 entry fee. There's more information to come, but make sure you check out our Local Voice newsletter. You can get the information as far as like the phone numbers to get in touch with. Also, we've got on February 22nd and 23rd.
My social media.
The Lion King Jr. The auditions are coming. They're going to be at the Warren County High School Auditorium. On the 22nd, they're going to be at 10:30, and on the 23rd, they're going to be at 4:30. So please come prepared to sing a song of your choice if needed, and listen to the Circle of Life solo part.
Ooh.
Also be prepared to do a cold read from the script. So if you like Disney and if you like The Lion King, and that's one that I want to go see on Broadway, I'm dying to get up back to New York because that's one I would love to see. When I went down to Disney World during COVID, they weren't doing the Lion King show that they normally do. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that one, but that's going to be a fun show.
It's going to be, and again, we're going to have to cut it off here because in 5 minutes, I just realized what time it is. We have to start packing up our equipment, Brian. We can't take over anymore.
No.
But thanks again to Tops Frozen Yogurt and Metro Deli for having us out here. Guys, it has been a blast hanging out with you guys and recapping about last week and this weekend. We have so many things going on this week as well. And I promise you, we will not disappoint. But tune in on Wednesday's show because tomorrow we are going to take our break. And because I'm going to be going to Monday Night Raw and seeing Bailey playing tonight, as well as seeing, if no one knows who Rey Mysterio is, there's 3 of them. There's 3 Mysterios. There's Senior, there's Junior, and then there's the Son.
Oh, he's a punk.
And he's a punk. Yeah, he's a villain. But we're going to see Rey Mysterio wrestle tonight in Nashville. It's Monday Night Raw. If you have Netflix, please tune in. I want to say a shout out to my Teacher Center girls for helping me make my posters. The kids absolutely loved them. You know, it even says on the front, it says it's our first Monday Night Raw ever. We are literally 6 rows away from the stage. So, or the mat or whatever, the wrestling ring. So you should be able to see us tonight. I'm going to get all gussied up in my leather and everything. I want to be seen. I want to be seen. So please tune in for that. And thanks to all our sponsors. Thanks to Reddick Brown for also being our community calendar sponsorship as well. Guys, take care. God bless. Enjoy the rest of the day. And keep it here. Or keep it at, keep it first. I can't even say it today.
I did that too.